Can you guys hear me?
There you
Yes,
go.
there you go.
There you go. I was about
There
to
we
say.
go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting installment of the Roundtable Pros and Podcast. I'm your boy, the franchise player, Double B Bad Blood, joined by the man right here to my right, Jameis Mooney from Bodyslam.net, and the dude himself, your boy Kenny from the Call Up Podcast. And boys, it is going to be another crazy pay-per-view. I'm sorry, premium live event from the WWE. How you guys doing today?
I'm good, man. What's going on with you guys?
I have my
Oh
moments.
man, you had your moments. Yeah, so usually I would have my boy Husky 518 on here, and I'd have my
hmm
boy the mixologist himself, Mr. Chemical Julian, live. But fortunately, the mixologist himself, Mr. Chemical Julian, is live in Cairo, Egypt today, ladies and gentlemen. He probably gonna jump in the chat a little bit. He likes to support from wherever he is, and he
hmm
is chilling live over there on the other side of the world. Sent me a picture of him riding a damn camel yesterday, which is
Oh,
hilarious in
nice.
itself. Yes, he's got a little bit of fun going on right there, but he's gonna be jumping in the chats a little bit to talk with us. Um, so before the show starts in about a good 30 minutes, I want to go over a little bit of the card here. I want to get some of you guys comments, some of you guys predictions as to who you think are going to win certain matches. Let's start out with the OC versus Judgment Day. Jameis, what do you think about this?
I think that the Judgment Day should win, but I don't think that they're going to have the OC lose as quickly into their comeback. But Triple H likes to switch it up with not having comeback wrestlers win right away, which I like. I think it makes it a lot less telegraphic. I don't really know who's going to win this. I've not been too excited with the build, though, so I'm not
hmm
necessarily looking forward to it. Um, I'm more interested in the surrounding story of Carl Anderson no showing a New Japan event for this and turning it into a potential storyline there. I think that's
Causing an
actually
international
really
incident
creative.
over there. Yeah,
I'm
it's gonna be
also
it's gonna be
interested
real
in the
crazy.
surrounding story of Carl Anderson having said he'd never go back to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? I mean,
I
you
was
got to think
surprised. I
about
was
it too,
surprised.
man. Yeah, I'm surprised that he went back too. But you also got to think about it. Like, there's a pending missile strike that was reported that could be happening live. While this is going on, the WWE they don't shy away from confrontation. I mean, like, let's face it, man. A couple years ago, a reporter was beheaded in Saudi Arabia,
hmm
and the WWE went there the following week. Kenny, what are your thoughts?
Oh my God! As far as the beheading or the match, which one?
All of it, all of it. Let's
Which,
just get into all of it.
I mean, obviously, we'll go into WWE Crown Jewel. Since like 2018. These,
Hmm.
there's always been something with when they have these pay-per-views, and it's no different than anything else. I'm really surprised, especially with the level of concern that they had, that they still came. Um, they're still having this premium live event. I would have thought they would have just canceled it or moved it to the performance center, done something to keep these guys and girls a little bit more safer. As far as the match is concerned, I'm really hoping that Judgment Day wins so we can continue building this storyline. Because if you remember, a couple of weeks back, the OC was like, they have a Rhea problem. So I'm kind of hoping that she continues to interfere in these matches, especially today, and we can maybe possibly get that problem solution coming to Saudi, to Saudi to help out the OC, or we get the solution on Monday, and we have Judgment Day open up Raw like they've been doing for the last couple of weeks now, you know. So I'm picking Dom Dom to come with the victory on this one and help
Wow.
Judgment Day. I've said it. I've said it on the Monday streams. I was like, when Dom Dom is on TV, he's money, and he's been getting that heat lately, especially when he had the Eddie Guerrero comments, a couple of weeks back. So I want to see what he's gonna do tonight.
Okay, that Eddie Guerrero
So
comment was
he
way off
he
kilter for me.
Kenny brought up an interesting point that I didn't even consider. I really like the one thing I do like about Judgment Day and this whole fiasco. is what they're doing with Rhea Ripley.
Yes.
I think Rhea Ripley is a game changer, and you can do a lot with somebody built like her, who works like her, who hits a different demographic that she does. And I think there's a lot of aura there they've never leaned into. And I noticed when she body slammed Luke Gallows, Doc Gallows, whatever his name is.
Mm-hmm.
When she hit Carl Anderson with that low blow, who did that low blow remind you of, BJ?
China.
She
The
put
whole
the
time
fist,
I'm saying China.
she held the fist there. That's exactly what China used to do on her
Mhm.
low blows.
Mm-hmm.
She would go from behind, forearm to the shot, and she would hold it there for a couple of extra seconds. That was a China low blow. Somebody gave her China tapes and told her to watch it. I'm going to assume it was Triple H. It could have been Shawn. It could have been anybody.
Right.
I think that's
I
what
think
they're going
Rhea
to
is
try
a
and do.
Shawn Michaels Triple H creation. They love that she's a big woman that can do things like that where she can work with men. And they've been like if you look at the foreshadowing of this whole thing, they've been putting it in a situation where she's going to face a guy. She is going to face someone. Thanks for following us, Outlaw. We got a new follower here on Twitter.
Nice.
On Twitch. Thanks for following us, Outlaw. Remember, like,
Follow
click,
them
and
on
subscribe.
Twitter.
Also,
On Twitter, too.
do us a favor. Go like, click, and subscribe because if you subscribe, you qualify for the $100 Visa gift card that we're giving away at Survivor Series coming up. So make sure you go subscribe as well.
Yes.
So you have somebody like Rhea Ripley who
Mhm.
looks like she does, who works like she does, who is as stiff as she is and as physical as she is. And you have a star on your hand. How do you make her stand out? How do you make her different than every woman on the roster? That's exactly how, and it's believable. And that's what gets the women closer to equity within the card. We can talk about equality. We can talk about they get their main events. We can talk about they get their time. But the equity and stature of the roster on the standing, you need to do something bigger and broader than what they've done with them. And that's the start you need. And now,
I agree
unlike
with that.
China, you have a division around her, around Rhea, in a time period where they're a focal point, and you can do a lot more with it than what you did in China's era.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, to piggyback off that, people were so like, "Oh my god, I can't believe that we're gonna have they'll never have intergender wrestling in WWE." Bro, China was the Intercontinental Champion.
Mm-hmm.
China beat Jeff Jarrett for the Intercontinental Championship. China pretty much sent John Moxley out of the WWE. I mean, think about these things, man. There were storylines with men and women in matches. Like there were intergender matches way before. You got China, you got Nia Jax. The intergender matches have been happening this whole time. You just gotta you just gotta pay attention. So everyone's like, "Oh my God, she slammed Luke Gallows. Oh my God, she gave Carl Anderson the nut shot. She's so physical with all of these guys, bro. This has been happening for the last 20 years in the WWE. No one has been paying attention. What you gotta look at the WWE is this: what's old is new again. Okay, everything goes into a cycle. Everything is a cycle. The Eddie Guerrero thing with Dominic Mysterio, bro. That's money. You were right about Dom. The fact that he said he is this generation's Eddie Guerrero made me throw up in my mouth.
Yeah, it made a lot of people hate him that whole entire week.
Yes, yeah, that was like going out there slapping the old lady, in front of her kids. Like that right there is some serious go away heat. And I liked it. I liked it a lot. Speaking of go away heat, before we get into this big old event, let's go to a quick commercial break. And then we will be right back with more of the Roundtable Pro Wrestling Podcast.
Drive me insane! All these rules are lame, have been taking all the fun out! Drive me insane! All these rules are lame, have been taking all the fun out! Drive me insane! All these rules...
You want to get your hair cut? You go get your hair cut right. You head down to Big D's Barbershop. Big D's Barbershop, Vancouver, Washington's best and brightest. 1019 Main Street, Vancouver, Washington, where you can go get your hair lined up, cuts, fades, shampoos, conditions, and all the great things that go with supporting a local barbershop in a local business area. You can also reach them online at www.bigdsbarbershop.com. Go get your haircut right.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We are back. Outlaw Redneck joined us right here. Thank you very much for
All
joining
right,
us, my
Outlaw.
friend. Man, I love it when new people pop in the chat. Keep the chat going, my friend. Drop some bits in the chat. You know, we're trying to reach we're trying to reach 250 followers before Survivor Series, which is at the end of the month. We're right now at 209. So yeah, and like I said, we have this big thing going where we're going to be dropping a $150 Visa gift card during the Survivor Series match, the Survivor Series show. So if you want to qualify for that, you got to subscribe to the podcast. You got to like, click, subscribe. You got to come on and lurk in the comments. Like get some comments in, drop bits in the chat, be interactive. We want to make sure that you guys are enjoying every opportunity you have here on the
Can
podcast.
I butt in and say something?
Sure.
My favorite thing about that announcement DJ just made is that he calls it the Survivor Series like he's Bret Hart. It was always the Survivor Series, the SummerSlam when he was cutting promos.
Yes. I'm Canadian, bro. That's what it is. So let's get into the Braun Strowman Omos match. That's going to be just a clusterfuck of a match.
I think it's gonna be
It's gonna
good.
be horrible.
No,
It's going to be two lumbering giants running into each other.
they're gonna surprise you.
It's good. Here,
I hope
okay,
they
I'm
surprise
gonna go.
me.
I'm gonna go somewhere in the middle here. It's not going to be good. It's going to be a train wreck. But if you're Omos, and I'm going somewhere with this, Kenny, give me a sec. If you're Omos, and you're that big of a man, and you're very inexperienced, there's nobody you can work with to improve because it's such a drastic size discrepancy in everybody you work with. You're going to get better working with people your size before, in terms of fundamentals, before you can get better working with smaller guys. Just because while smaller guys can hide your flaws better, they can bump for you, make you look like $1 million. Cat and mouse game is a better psychological thing. It's hard to teach a bigger guy that big fundamentals because there's nobody that can do a chain with them. It's not going to be good, but it's going to make Omos a better worker tonight. And hopefully that'll help improve him. Because the more reps he gets with guys that size, the more he's going to be comfortable working his own size. If that makes sense.
Mhm.
I think anyway. What do I know?
Okay, so as the only professional wrestler on this podcast, I will tell you, I agree with the fact that you're saying someone the size of Omos working somebody his size. Now, there are two things to this, okay? One, that's great. Find a guy you can work with your size. But then again, you're just having big man versus big man. This now isn't an industry of big man versus big man all the time.
Oh no, I'm
So
not.
you have to
interested at
learn how
all.
to
I don't
work
think
with
the everybody.
everybody. So work with a smaller guy. Not only can a smaller guy hide your flaws,
Right.
but a smaller guy can also enhance you because you're a big ass monster. I don't want to see you doing pop up ranas and shit. I don't want to see you doing, diving over the top rope, hitting moonsaults from the top rope to the outside. You're too big for that shit. Be a big man, be a monster. But if you're a big man and you're a monster, working with someone smaller than you is not going to enhance that smaller guy, but it's going to help cover up your flaws and accentuate your attributes. So let's say Omos working Drew McIntyre, right? Not really that great. Let's say Omos working Bret the Hitman Hart, or Omos working Dolph Ziggler. That would be great if Dolph Ziggler got over a little bit and didn't look like he was getting smashed, but didn't run and didn't run fucking
Okay,
Omos
I
out
was
of
gonna
gas right
say,
away.
if
Perfect.
you're a big guy, back in the day, your best match was absolutely Bret Hart, and there's no hair on that. He worked that
Exactly.
big man
And
style perfectly.
guys like Bret Hart who can work with anybody. Guys like Dolph Ziggler who can work with anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Guys like Chad Gable who can work with anybody. You know, guys like that. That's what I'm saying.
Interesting name to throw in
Even
there.
Randy Orton. Randy Orton's not a big guy. Randy Orton's like 235, 240 pounds. Not really too much of a big guy. I'm 212
Right.
pounds. I'm not a giant guy myself, but I can work with big guys and look good, and I can work with small guys and look good. So matches like that are what are key to building an individual. Putting two big guys together is just crash, 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 smash, 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 crash, crash, crash. It's like Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar, both of them former MMA guys. So you got that versatility right there. You got a lot of striking that can be happening. Brock's going to hit like 500 fucking suplexes, but Bobby can hit suplexes too. So they're more even, even though they're both two big guys. It's not just a big meaty man slapping meat match. It's a big meaty man slapping meat with athletic ability match. Makes sense.
No, it
Right.
does.
Speaking of big beefy man slapping meat, what about Drew McIntyre and Karrion Cross inside the steel cage?
I mean, these
What
are
do you
two
think?
different big. These are two different big guys when it comes to what Cross can do and what Drew can do. I mean, they've shown that they're light on their feet. This is going to be, they're going to be in a cage. I'm feeling that it's just going to be a straight out fight. It's not going to be a lot of
Mhm.
wrestling moves involved in this. Obviously we're going to get like 3 matches of the same thing, but this time we got it in the cage. Um, I don't see Drew walking away with this one. I really don't think that Drew needs the win at this point. I say you continue building Cross and you give him this win and see what he does with it afterwards. I don't. If he beats Drew tonight, then I think that should just end the chapter and let him move on to somebody else.
I agree.
So the
Um,
way I would book this match. No, for starters, I'm not too interested in this match. Killer
Mhm.
Cross does very little for me. I'm a big Drew McIntyre fan, but
Right.
there's no way you can make me interested in this match. Wasn't huge on their stat match, but I understand that's a very limiting stipulation, and that's a hard match to make work.
Right.
And for what it's worth, they did a really good job making it work. But if I'm booking a cage match between the two, I would have Drew trying to escape, going through the door, and then getting the Scarlet just ramming it right into his face. And then
I agree. I
that's
like that spot, but it's kind of overplayed in the WWE's cage match game.
yeah, it's
But you see that
overplayed.
every show.
It's been overplayed since China did it to Foley at SummerSlam 25 years ago.
Hmm.
But I don't really know how else you'd book this match without Drew losing heat. And I agree, Karrion Cross absolutely has to go over. Drew does not need this win.
Hmm.
Drew's in an interesting spot right now, to where he's their top babyface more or less, but you can't really put him against the top heel again. And you have to find other things for him, and you can't just continue to drag out this one story that's already been more or less drawn out for 3 months now. And I don't think there's any interest here. It's already waning. Finish it while it's still somewhat hot. And then
Yeah, I'm done with it.
Cross win his first program on the roster.
Hmm.
Or else that character's gonna be dead on arrival, which is the exact opposite of what you want. So I don't know where Drew goes from here, but I agree Drew has to take the fall here.
Well, I agree with that. I'm going to skip over a few matches because we're about to start the show, but I want to get this in real quick before anything else. WWE Universal Championship match: Roman Reigns, Logan Paul. Let me get your prediction, Kenny.
I don't know why we having this match. This is more for the Prince of Saudi Arabia
Mm-hmm.
that wants to have this match. Um, Roman's gonna make him look good. I mean, all the people that Logan Paul's been in the ring with has made him look great. Roman's gonna do the same thing. Is it gonna be long? I don't think so. I think this is gonna be a quick match. They got their money already. He's in the building. That's what he wanted. He wanted the publicity, and this is gonna be a quick one and done.
So I don't like that this match is happening, but I get it.
So you're
And if
saying,
you
wait,
go
wait,
back,
hold on, Jameis. So you're saying that Roman's gonna smash Logan Paul in let's say 10 minutes and that's it. Look, he's
I,
gonna win
you
the
know,
match.
I mean, listen, Roman going out to the ring is going to be longer than him fighting Logan Paul.
Okay, Jameis.
so I don't.
Before you comment, I gotta say this. Right now, they're showing Logan Paul training with Shawn Michaels, with Drew Gulak, and a couple other guys. I gotta say this, man. Logan Paul has impressed me as a professional wrestler. I am very much impressed by this guy who came into my industry. He came into my industry and he fucking made something of himself. Just like the Miz. We all thought the Miz was gonna be nothing. When I was at UPW and the Miz came through, we were like, this guy's gonna be shit. And look at it now, one of the best Intercontinental champions we've ever had. And I will die on my heel saying that. Um, but Logan Paul, 2 matches in the WWE, already getting himself a Universal Championship match, a main event, and a premium live event. He impressed me at WrestleMania. I think Logan Paul is going to win by disqualification for 2 reasons. One, because his social media following is so big and the WWE wants that. And two, because they're in Saudi Arabia where these matches have no fucking impact on anything. I'm thinking that he's going to win the match by disqualification. I think Roman is going to smash the fuck out of him,
Hmm.
but Logan's going to win by disqualification.
So I'm gonna. If you're WWE and you have Logan Paul under contract, he does not need to win to maintain his social media following or presence with your company. Now, here's where I'm going to butt in and go. Kenny, I don't like that the match is happening, but I get why. If you go back to the press conference, it was all Logan Paul for that audience.
Yeah,
There's
of
a
course.
much bigger YouTube presence, and it's a lot more prominent than WWE in Saudi Arabia, and he's the biggest star in that country that they have. And that's why he's in this
Mm-hmm.
match. Now, I notoriously do not like the Pauls, but Logan Paul in WWE has been very good. He has
Almost
his
too good.
showmanship down. He has the pageantry down. He's a really good athlete. So while I'm not a fan, I can appreciate he's actually coming and taking some difficult bumps. He's put in the work to get good, and he understands the industry in totality. Now, what Logan Paul presents is a fascinating dichotomy in mainstream versus experience. He's a great athlete, but we're going to see if he has the experience to pull off a main event level match. Now, Roman could probably carry him to that. I don't think he needs to win because you already have his presence as is. He's going to get you your social media clicks anyway. And all you have to do, and they've built a good story with the one lucky shot, is make you believe, oh my God, he may actually pull it off. And boom, you've got exactly what you need to done. And Roman Reigns is a good enough seller bell to bell, especially in this persona, to make that work, especially with Paul Heyman and his facials on the floor. So
I
I
agree.
think it'll be what it needs to be. I don't think it's going to be the best match of this reign by any means. I don't even think it's going to be Logan Paul's best match so far. But I think it's going to be a fun little contest. I don't think it needs to be anything more than what it's going to be. And I'm glad that they're getting this match out of the way on a throwaway event.
Well, listen, guys, we're gonna sign off real quick, and we're gonna get ready for the main event. So, ladies and gentlemen, stay live here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna switch over to our Twitch stream. So go follow us right now, twitch.tv/Roundtable Pro Wrestling POD. That is twitch.tv/Roundtable Pro Wrestling POD. We're going live right now in 1 minute. So we will see you in a moment.